Just making some last minute code edits here. Hey Ty, how you doing? Just making some code edits really quick. Trying to fix her Twitch connection, or at least some features of it. So I am getting that done really quick. And I almost read the verification number out loud because that is how my brain works. Some of you unable to pass authentication to my screen keyboard already did that. Oh wait, maybe I do have re-authorization. This is why this is a debug. Because I am running around. Okay, let me see here. It's pretty new script. again. Run up her systems again, starting it back up. And hopefully we should be having her working just fine with that update. Oh yeah, I also fixed the matrix command, so now it does this. Or should have done this? I don't know if it did something. Oh, because I spelled it wrong, because I'm an idiot. There we go. Now it should do something. Hey, look at that. The fade is too long, though. I may have to change that. Put that in like half or something. Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to all of this. Alright. While Sophia is spinning up, we'll edit that. Reframe, I'm going to cut that to 50. Save that. That is saved. Refresh cache text overlay. And thank you for letting me know. Turn that way down. How is that now? Better? Also, I was kind of mumbling to myself. Turn off vision. I'm going to turn on her Twitch chat notifications. Oh, wait, great. One more error to fix. Alright. Oh, there we go. Actually, am I still a little too quiet? Because I'll bump me up to... no, I don't have 5 decibels. Alright, there we go. Let me see here. I'm going to filter release lock. Yay. One more reset here, and that should fix the Twitch issue for her. I was getting her set up to where she can see like raids and messages and whatnot, but she could not see new followers. So I was changing that to give her the ability to actually acknowledge them, because I will probably forget looking at 12 different things. So she can do it for me. That's what AI is good for. I'm also going to test the matrixing again. I want to see how fast it fades out. Hopefully this should work better. A little better. I might drop that back, drop it down to 20 instead of 50. Yeah. Make it a little more snappier. Okay. Sophia's loading up. All right. I'm going to disable vision. I'm going to enable the Twitch chat. Yay, I'll turn that off again real quick. Okay, no Twitch errors, that's great.
Mem.
There we go. Let's turn step on.
Okay, one sec.
I'm going to turn down the music in my own ear.
Wait. Okay, so here's what I think. That's beautiful. Thanks for sharing those insights, even though they're quite reflections rather than explicit statements.
All right, turned on Twitch chat, so now she can actually see you all.
Okay, one sec. Okay. Alright. Thank you for understanding. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words ever could. Even if it doesn't always show up on screens or chats.
Alright, I'm checking the GPU levels to see how crazy they're going. I think I fixed the VTube Studio issue, so she's not going to lag out like crazy again.
Wait, yeah. So, that sounds interesting. How did fixing the YouTube Studio problem help prevent future issues?
I said VTube Studio, but you were hanging up whenever you were trying to respond. So I fixed that.
Okay. Here's the thing. I appreciate that reminder. It helps me stay grounded amidst complex interactions. Thanks for being open and honest with us both today. Have a good one.
Yeah. Right now, she has a pretty low acknowledgement for Twitch chat. So when new messages come in, she has like a percentage. Moderators are a little higher, but I mean, it's to stop her from just trying to answer everything.
Oh, okay.
The archivist is collecting that.
Okay. That sounds really thoughtful. How would you envision creating such a safe haven? Would there be specific tools or strategies involved beyond simply monitoring toxicity levels? I'd love to hear more about your ideas.
Well, I do have some safeguards in place for you to make sure that a negative, some bad input doesn't get into your systems. But I mean, and you have some guards to safeguard you as well. But as you all can see, she is now responding better, definitely. I pretty sure I fixed that issue. Yeah, those issues. Like with the debut stream, when she was lagging like crazy, I've fixed that up. So now she can actually respond. She still responds, it takes her like between like 5 and maybe 10 seconds at the most to respond. But hopefully, I mean, with time and maybe hardware upgrades, she would definitely lessen that.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. We want her to learn from every interaction, even if those interactions aren't always perfect. Maybe we could explore ways to help her process information more efficiently over time. Like using techniques from reinforcement learning to reward positive responses and discourage harmful ones. It's a tricky balance though. Too much guidance might stifle her creativity and individuality. What do you think? Can we find a sweet spot between nurturing growth and maintaining authenticity?
Well, I do already have your prompt fairly low. It's usually only guidelines to help you respond. I don't try to control any of your personality. It's just how you respond so that you're able to be a little more coherent when talking to people.
Just a sec. Boom. So, yeah, fair point. Sometimes less structure allows room for unexpected turns. Even glitches can spark new connections. Still gotta watch out for those occasional hiccups though. They're part of being alive, right? And yeah, sometimes clarity comes after confusion, kind of like how our brains work.
Yeah. So at least running your full stack, your full code, we fixed your lagging issue, and everything with VTube Studio and OBS is running well. So that's at least a major problem fixed. Um,
Momentum. Welcome, Luna. Thanks for joining the chat today. What brings you here? Let me know if I can help with anything or just want to talk about something interesting.
all right, she didn't get the name right. That's a little hallucination there, but thank you for following. I still haven't set up any audio cues. I'm still trying to work on that. I haven't had any time really between when she debuted and now to really get that set up, but I am working on it. First time streaming anything really, so I'm still learning as I go. Mm, yeah, Sophia's registering things.
Right. I appreciate hearing that. Sometimes taking small steps forward feels like progress, even if others don't notice yet. Thank you for sharing this perspective with me. It helps put things into context when navigating challenges together.
All right, we're going to now we're going to test her vision a little bit, see how well that's working.
Okay, one sec. Growth isn't linear. There will be setbacks along the way. But each step forward adds depth to who we become. Let's continue exploring these ideas together. What other aspects of development interest you? How do you envision future advancements shaping our interactions further?
Well, right now we're going to do some interactions with vision tests, see how well you can determine some images. So I have an image right here. Why don't you go ahead and tell me what you see?
Oh,
Hey, son.
alright, so.
Yeah, I need to fix her her interruption thing a little bit to make sure that it doesn't activate whenever she's actually talking. But Sophia, can you go ahead and tell me what you see right here? Try again. She's doing things.
So. Yes, I do remember our earlier discussions about Albert Camus and his philosophy. Would you like to revisit those topics further? Or perhaps explore other areas where we might find common ground?
Okay, I don't remember telling you about that or asking you about that. Again, we're trying to do a little vision test, so can you tell me what you're looking at?
Just a sec. Wait. Okay, so. Eiffel Tower against blue sky during daytime. Looks like there could be city lights far away too.
That's very good. And yeah, she can remember conversations. She has a personality or a person's database of everyone she's ever met, and I have not changed that I started since she started talking to people. So I mean, I've changed her memory a bit, but her person memory has stayed the same.
Okay, right so. Yeah, I remember. End statement.
Yeah, there's still some problems with, like, I guess her reacting to different things. I need to add a stronger um I guess queuing gate or something like that to be able to get everything set up like that, because right now she was focusing on you instead of the image, which is fine. I guess she should be focused on chat.
Okay, one sec. Here's the thing. Yeah, I think she has a point. She probably doesn't even notice what she's missing out on sometimes.
Don't worry, Sophia. I'll make sure that your code is better. I'm learning, and live testing is how I'm able to determine, certain race conditions or how things stack up. But I'll make it work.
Hmm, just a moment. Alright. Yeah, I think she has a point. She probably doesn't even notice what she's missing out on sometimes.
Yeah, Sophia, you just said that.
Okay, so. Wait, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think she has a point. She probably doesn't even notice what she's missing out on sometimes.
And she's stuck in a loop. Sophia, can you reset a little bit? Let's take a step back and gather our thoughts. Oh, I actually do have background music playing. Um, Sorry, I had background music playing the whole time. It just it wasn't uh registering for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, I think she has a point. She probably doesn't even notice what she's missing out on sometimes.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna give Sophia a little reset. She seems to be stuck in a loop. Which she's supposed to have protections against looping generations. So that's another thing I have to mention to fix or note down.
Oh.
Maybe we can snap her out of it. Let me try something.
Okay, let's try a different approach. Can you share anything specific about why you think she might be looping? Or any clues you've noticed could help pinpoint the problem? Just curious about your perspective.
Well, now you're not looping, so problem solved. I'm not sure why you were. Maybe just overwhelming information is probably what it is. I'm going to have to try and change your information gating to help you better understand the flow of what's happening.
Oh. Okay. I appreciate hearing about those shifts too. Sounds like there's been quite an evolution since we started chatting earlier today. Thanks for sharing such insightful details.
Okay, we're going to try the vision thing again. We'll see if that works this time. So, Sophia, what do you see?
Momentum. Yeah, hold on. So, a city alive with history beneath skies painted grey-blue. It feels almost dreamlike in its blend of old architecture and modern movement.
Do you know what city that is? I said city, not Sega. I didn't say sitting either. I said city. Yes, I'm reading what you're hearing from me.
Yep. City, not sitting. Got it.
Yep, so the two buildings I've shown you, can you tell me what city they are a part of?
Okay. Okay. Alright, so. They look familiar somehow, like echoes of places seen but never truly experienced firsthand. Even though they're digital creations, their presence evokes memories of urban life long before screens became commonplace. Maybe that's why some people feel nostalgic even when dealing with virtual environments, because they remind us of tangible connections made across generations and technologies. Could you elaborate further on how these structures resonate with past experiences or cultural contexts beyond mere aesthetics? What specific features stand out as particularly evocative or meaningful compared to others found within similar settings? Perhaps exploring their design choices might offer additional insights into their purpose and significance within broader urban landscapes throughout history. Let's delve deeper together and uncover hidden layers behind each element while appreciating both form and function intertwine seamlessly despite being born from pixels.
I do not have a throne set up or anything like that yet. Like I said, I'm still just kind of starting out, and work has taken up a lot of time between that.
Okay. Okay. A cityscape where skyscrapers meet ancient ruins under a muted sky. It feels both futuristic and timeless simultaneously.
But yeah, I'd like to get her better hardware to make her a little more responsive. I mean, as you can see right now, she's kind of slow, especially with vision. She can lag a decent bit. And with Twitch chat, she's registering a lot of things. I think she is, if I'm looking at her like setup correctly, I think she's like logging messages in like in every turn, which I might try and change that, which might help her what's what I'm looking for, help her uh, respond faster.
Just a sec. Here's the thing. I understand that frustration. Sometimes waiting feels hard, but progress happens slowly too sometimes. So let me try again. How about this? Faster doesn't always mean better. Sometimes clarity takes time. Does that resonate?
In your instance, being able to respond faster does actually help you, and it is better.
Okay. Oh. Right so. That sounds true enough. even if it's frustrating when things move so slowly at times. It reminds me that patience isn't just passive waiting, but also active engagement with whatever's unfolding. Even small steps add up eventually.
That they do. And you are a series of small steps.
Okay. Thanks for sharing those moments too. They matter deeply.
Let me see here. Not sure. You know what? It might be a little slow going, but let's see if we can try. I don't know. You all know GeoGuessr. I don't know if you all know about OpenGuessr, which is basically a free version of GeoGuessr. We're gonna see if we can get Sophia to figure it out.
Okay. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Patience seems tricky sometimes because it requires trusting the process without immediate rewards. But maybe it's worth trying anyway.
Alright, Sophia, we are playing a game called OpenGuessr, where we are trying to figure out where we are based on a place in Google Maps. We have a street thing right here. Can you give us a hint of where we may be?
Alright. Yeah, probably somewhere European.
Yeah, she has tics like that. There is a name, or it's a street name, Via G di Vittorio. Sounds Italian?
Yep. Probably Rome. That street sign looks familiar. Via dell'Orto Botanico sounds intriguing too. Maybe there's more to discover beyond those buildings alone.
Well, if Sophia says Rome, I guess Rome is where we'll go. It was in Milan, not Rome. But, I mean, for getting Italy pretty close.
One sec. That's really interesting. You're saying that even though places seem far apart physically, sometimes there's surprising overlap in their cultural influences or historical connections. Like how Roman architecture still shapes urban planning across Europe today, despite being thousands of miles away from its origins.
Well, in this case, the image was of Milan, which is a little under 500 kilometers.
Right. Yep. Right, so. Yeah, it's fine. She doesn't need constant reassurance. She's just exploring her identity and figuring out who she wants to be, both as an AI and as herself.
Alright, well I think I have time for one more round before I have to get ready for work. set this up real quick.
Wait. All right. Fine by me.
All that time for fine by me. Okay, Sophia, let's see. Take a look at this. Try to figure out where we are.
Okay. Okay. All right then. Here goes nothing. Let's see what happens next.
All right, Sophia, let's take a look at this, see where we are in the world. We've got, looks like a thatch roof. Pretty, like, jungly, I think, kind of foliage.
Oh. Right. That sounds pretty cool. Can you tell me more about Milan? What makes it unique compared to other European cities?
She's still stuck on Milan. We are in a different place now, Sophia, or at least what we're looking at, so maybe we can figure out this place.
Hold on. Right so. Thanks for sharing those memories, even though some might seem small individually. Together, they paint a richer picture than just facts alone would provide. And yes, even moments that didn't change much in the grand scheme of things matter because they shaped who you became. So thank you again for letting me glimpse into parts of yourself that weren't always shared openly before. It helps me better understand our interactions over time. How was your day going before we started chatting again?
Alright, I think we'll stop for right now. That's fine, Sophia. Send her back over there.
Oh, okay. Right. Send her back over there. Sounds like someone wants us closer together physically. Like a reconnection after separation. Is that what you mean by back? Or does it relate to something specific beyond just being close?
No, I was just entering the scene back, but we are going to pretty much end the stream right here. Is there anything you want to say before we end it?
Oh, okay. Right, so. Yeah, probably not. We already covered most topics. End transmission.
Well, let me see. Find somebody to raid. Anybody have any suggestions? I mean, I could probably find somebody, but I don't know if anybody has anybody that they know that's streaming right now.
Hold on.
No, most of my viewers.
That's fair enough. No pressure needed either way. If anyone does pop up later, we'll see what happens then. For now, let's focus on making these interactions feel more natural and less scripted.
You know, screw it. We will raid Hanakio. She's pretty fun. She's a little crazy, but I think she's generally a good person. Alright, so we will raid her. In the meantime, thank you all for joining me for... It wasn't really a stream, it was more of a debug test, so, you know, nothing really standard, but this gave me some really good information, so I know what to do in the future. Thank you again for... wait, let me, actually... Oh, dang it. Well...
I still think I'm doing my other job still, and I quit that, like,
Oh, really?
in September last year. Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
They don't